Welcome back to Varagist HQ. This morning, I quickly want us to touch on two major things, and try to bring them together. One is the issue of Madam Mongazi, Israel, which is the pioneer slot, and the other is the uh, is the distribution of cash transfer to 2 million Nigerians. How does these two collate? Is these two actually the same? Is the cash transfer announced by the government actually the disbursement that we are expecting? We are going to be looking at it in this segment. Please grab your cup of coffee and sit tight. Let's digest this together. The issue of Madam Ngozi Israel. She said the top IMF official was supposed to arrive yesterday, being Monday, but up to now, we've not had anything. It is true that the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation has disassociated themselves from anything called IMF. Now, as it stands, we can no longer hold them responsible, or we can no longer look up to them to be expecting anybody from outside country. But the team of Madam Ngozi Israel, the people that are championing the issue of pioneer up to date, are still saying that they are expecting somebody. But this person was supposed to arrive yesterday. But up to now, as we speak, the person hasn't arrived. Now, what is happening in that angle? We don't know. Should we now say these people are just truly been lying to us about expecting somebody to come from outside country to come and make disbursement happen? So what should we say about that? That is another angle. Now, while we are still on that, expecting this disbursement to happen, people to receive their billions, people to receive their millions of naira, people to receive their, a life-changing disbursement, a life-changing fund that will translate or transform their life to better. The government came up with the issue of distribution of cash transfer to 2.2 million people. Then making people, the Nigerian populace, to begin to jubilate at hearing of this kind of information. A lot of us that have been following this grant issue, or that are in the grant ecosystem, are now being happy that truly the government have announced that they want to distribute cash transfer to 2.2 million Nigeria. People are now happy, saying that they think it's part of this disbursement that we are waiting for. And that is the reason why I am discussing this thing this morning. I never want to talk about it because the issue of government and their businesses, I don't want to start putting out in their businesses. Now, they say they want to distribute cash to 2.2 million people. And who is to benefit from this fund that this government want to distribute? According to them, they said they want to distribute cash transfer to 2.2 million poor and vulnerable household. Please underline that. Poor and vulnerable household. This is not meant for your businesses. It's not meant for those that are already doing business. They said poor and vulnerable household in Nigeria. That is one. Another thing again is, how much do they even want to distribute to each of these households? Please be following me. I think by following me, you'll be able to understand if this is truly the cash that we are expecting, or the fund, the grant that we all are expecting. We will know in this segment. Now, according to them, the amount they want to distribute to each household is 75,000 naira. 75,000 cash disbursement to each household. And do you know the funny thing is this? This 75,000 naira they want to distribute is not going to be once transfer. They are not going to transfer it once. It's going to be divided into 3 tranches of 25,000 naira each. You know what they mean by tranches? Tranches. It's going to be divided into three phases, into 3 times. So you are not going to receive that 75,000 naira at a spot, but you're going to be receiving it by 25K once your name is being slotted in. So this simply shows that it is not meant for you to do business. It is not meant for you to do business. Because if you're going to be giving 25,000 naira monthly with the condition of Nigeria, how much will 25,000 naira do for you per month? Because they said it's going to be in 3 phases, which is going to be in 3 months. That 75,000 naira is going to be given to you in 3 months, 25K per each month. That is what the government plan. And when you calculate the whole total sum of this money, the total sum will give you 165 billion naira. 165 billion naira. Do you know that if we look at it, if we truly look at it from the angle of what we are expecting, how much do they say you will collect as an individual if you register with 250? They said you're going to be receiving 1 billion if you register with 250,000 naira. And if you register with maybe 10,000 or 15,000, you're going to be receiving about 75 million naira. Now, let's just move ahead. And according to the Minister of State for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, the person of Mr. Tanko Sununu, he emphasized that the government has previously carried out such action called conditional cash transfer of 419 billion naira to 5 million Nigerians. Now I ask, when this kind of exercise was carried out, were you carried along? Do you even feel the impact in the economy or in your own household? Not to talk of feeling the impact of 165 billion naira. 419 billion exercise was carried out to 5 million Nigerians. Nobody felt the impact. So, do you now think you now feel the impact of this? I am not discouraging anybody from believing in it, but it is good for us to set the record straight so that we know where we are going to, since we know where we are coming from. Because if I am to judge, what we have been promised is not 25,000. What each and every one of these beneficiaries are expecting is not 25,000. It's not 75,000. What we are meant to understand is at least each person as a beneficiary will receive a minimum of 500,000 to 2 point something million as minimum. So now if the government is now coming with the issue of transferring cash transfer of 25,000 or 75,000 naira to you in 3 months, how does that affect your life? This is to tell you that the government still wants you to remain in poverty. The government just wants to give those vulnerable poor people in the community, in the country, just want to give them a little bit of relief. Not a relief to start business, a relief to just buy food stuff and keep in the house, which might not even be enough for them. A lot of us here listening to me do a recharge card not less than 5K, 10K in a month. Now, if the government is not telling you they want to be giving you 25K, how does that affect your life? How does that contribute to your business? So, to me, this is not the amount or the grant we are expecting. And I believe that the UAAG, the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose, the Gov'T will come up and set the record straight. I just believe that they will come and set the record straight based on what we are expecting. This is not what we are expecting. So if you are happy that the government have announced a cash transfer, a conditional cash transfer of 75,000 naira to 2.2 million people, and you're using it to think that is the money that they say they want to give to you, the disbursement you are expecting, My brother, I think you are just mistaken, because the reality is this: you might not even be part of the people they want to distribute this money to. You might not even be the part of them. Because when this money, when the 490 billion was distributed, nobody knew. I didn't know, and I believe some of you listening to me didn't know. Not to talk of when 165 billion will be distributed. These are just like audio money. The government will announce it to you. At the end of the day, you will not feel it. Let's just look up to the people that we are expecting, the people that we are looking up to, which is the Central Railway Multipurpose, the Theobat, the Centrita, and Co. to come out and clear the air as regards to this information, as regards to what we are expecting. I believe what we are expecting is bigger than what the government announced. This is just my take. So, as you're being happy that the government announced, please be guided that this is not the disbursement that you and I is expecting. That is just my take on this. This is Varagist HQ. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe and click on the notification bell for more updates. I'll be right back with more information. Bye for now.